Don't scroll any further. Pay close attention. This moment isn't happening by chance, and neither is your presence here. In the unseen world, something has changed, and your name was spoken in a place where time doesn't exist. I'm talking to you now because your heart is ready to hear what your mind has been too busy to notice. Heaven is listening to you. I know how hard your days have been. I know that you smile for other people while always having questions that won't go away. When memories come back to you out of the blue, your chest gets tight, and you wonder if life will ever feel light again. I see you. Stop for a moment before you write this off as a coincidence. Take deep breaths. Relax your mind. You're not being rushed by this message. It's just waking you up. Sometimes of the year I whisper, and other times I speak clearly. Now is one of those times. I'm not far away from your pain. I am aware of your sadness. Your questions don't bother me. I'm closer than your next breath, and I've been with you through all the hard times you thought no one saw. As you carry things around, remember that they were never meant to stay on your shoulders. Feel guilty, you play. Talks you wish you could take back. Things you said that you wish you hadn't. You feel like love didn't end right. It's late at night, and these thoughts keep coming back to you. You wonder if peace is still possible. Listen up. There is still peace. It was just waiting for permission to get in. You're not weak just because you have strong feelings. You're not faithful because you're sad. Grief shows that your heart was alive, not broken, and love leaves a mark. But grief was never meant to make you who you are. Get out of survival mode and start living again. What you lost can teach you something. You have strength that you haven't found yet, building up compassion inside you that will one day help others get better. The things that tried to break you are now what make you wise. Do not rush past this if it strikes a chord with you right now. To show that you agree with this truth, type yes in the comments. Now is the time for me to teach you something important. An answer does not always bring closure. It can happen when you give up, accept, and trust that I can see the whole picture, even if you can only see parts of it. To honor the past, you don't have to punish yourself. You don't have to stay stuck to show that you loved someone. Love is shown by how you move forward in life, not by how long you suffer. You still have a reason for being here. You still have people to change, happiness to feel, and laughter to rediscover. Your story didn't end where your pain did. Don't judge your future by what you lost. Check it against how strong you are getting right now. My job is to slowly, gently, and deeply restore your inner balance. And I want you to be a part of that healing, not fight it. Let go of the things you can't change. Get what you can turn into. If your spirit tells you something is true, leave a comment. If you agree with this, please sign it below. Follow me through this whole set of messages. Do not leave early. What happens next will put together pieces you didn't even know were missing. It won't just give you words to remember. It will give you tools you can use every day. I have a very important question for you before you leave. If these words have helped you feel calm, clear, or comforted in any way, please like this video so it can reach more people who are struggling in silence. Follow this channel and turn on notifications to never miss a video. It will give you consistent support and encouragement. And if you feel led, if these words have truly helped your heart, please support this ministry through the link below. Don't do it because you have to. Do it because you want to help this message keep reaching people who need it the most. Follow me. Stay tuned until the end of this show. Use what you learn. Be honest with yourself about how it shapes your life. I still have more to say to you. Follow me. Do not take your eyes off of what I am saying, because it is meant to meet you right where you are in life. I know the ones you have. Some of them you say out loud. Some you bury because you're sick of telling people how much pain you're in. You don't understand why some doors shut the way they did. At times, you feel like your prayers are not being heard. You're not sure if I was quiet, or if you just couldn't hear me because of how disappointed you were. Pay close attention now. I have never ever left you, not even for a second. I was there for you even when you felt like I had forgotten about you. Even when you were weak, I was still there for you in ways you didn't know at the time. During some times of the year, growth happens quietly below the surface before any change can be seen. What you called a delay was really getting ready. Change was what you called loss. Your strength came from being humble, which is what you called weakness. You're not behind. You're not behind schedule. That's not a fail. You are changing. I can see that comparison has crept into your mind. You look at other people and wonder why their path seems easier, their answers seem clearer, and their happiness shines through more. No one else sees the full weight they carry, just like you don't see theirs. Your path is not supposed to look like anyone else's. It is designed to do exactly what I put inside you to do. If this truth is sinking in right now, take a moment to be honest with yourself by typing, "I understand," in the comments. This isn't for other people to see. Right now, I'm teaching you how to be wise. Not everything that seems important right now is. You shouldn't pay attention to every voice. It's not always okay to walk through an open door. Peace is one of the most obvious signs to me. If someone or something steals it, look at it carefully. You need to let go of some habits, ways of thinking that don't help you anymore, and conversations that drain you instead of strengthening you. If you hold on to old patterns, you can't move into new freedom. No, this is not a punishment. This is getting better. You've grown out of some parts of yourself, and the pain you're feeling is just a sign that change is happening. Do not rush through this. Change that comes from fear doesn't last as long as growth that comes from patience. Also, I want you to forgive, not because what happened was okay, but because being angry will hurt you in ways that pain alone couldn't. To forgive is not to forget. It means deciding not to live through the pain every day. You deserve to be at peace more than you deserve to be angry. Write, "I choose peace," below. If you're ready to start letting go, let that choice start inside you. It may take some time for your emotions to catch up, but I know you're worried about the future, about being stable, and about whether real joy will return. I'm not telling you to ignore the truth. Trust that I am already there during what you think is going to happen. Tomorrow doesn't scare me. I'm already there to make room for you. You won't go into tomorrow without anything ready. You will be stronger, smarter, and more aware of how strong you are than ever before. Doubt, sadness, and regret will try to come back from time to time, but they will no longer be able to control you. You are learning how to respond instead of react, and how to stop and think instead of getting upset. This is growing up. This is good for you. Even though it seems small, this is progress. You should use this in your everyday life. Slow your breathing when you feel anxious. You should tell the truth when regret starts to talk. Remind yourself of how far you have come when fear starts to speak. You're not at the beginning. You are starting from what you already know. If this reminder makes you feel good, leave the comment, "I'm growing." as a quiet way to acknowledge the work that's going on inside you. Follow this show all the way to the end. Each part is meant to build on the one before it, giving you more clarity, stability, and hope over time. It's not rushed or shallow. It's deeply rooted. What's next will help you figure out why some problems keep happening and how to finally break those cycles with knowledge instead of tiredness. If God brought you here, He brought you here on purpose. These videos cost us everything and earn us nothing. Your support is what keeps this mission alive. Every gift, every seed, God honors it. Thank you from our whole hearts. Now, there is a place God is calling you to, a real community of chosen ones, people who pray together, grow together, and carry each other. God says, don't stay on the outside. The link is below. Come home, beloved. You're not just supposed to get through life. You are meant to live it with purpose, awareness, and a calm sense of confidence. Stay in the present. Keep your door open. Don't give up. I'm showing you the way step by step. Stay here with me. There's no need to rush, because what I'm about to tell you will help you stay steady, not throw you off. You have been learning how to deal with having no idea what will happen, but there are still times when you think about being afraid. I can see how your mind goes back to bad endings and tries to guess what will happen in new ones based on those bad endings. That habit was formed to keep you safe. However, it is no longer useful to you. You can let go of it now. You don't need to forget what you've learned. Ask yourself to stop letting yesterday decide what will happen tomorrow. The wise remember without reliving. Healing lets memories flow freely. You're stronger than you believe, not because your life has been easy, but because you are still here with your compassion. A lot of people would have hardened their hearts by now. You didn't. That's more important than you think. You are growing a quiet courage. It does not make a lot of noise. It shows up when you put off reacting and choose to be patient instead. It shows up when you are kind to yourself instead of talking badly to yourself over and over again. It shows up when you take it easy instead of working yourself too hard. This is the start of renewal. I know that you feel like you have to figure everything out all the time. You think that clarity has to come all at once, like a sudden new idea. But most changes happen when people take steady, faithful steps that seem normal at the time. Have faith in the process you're going through. You're not lost. You are being led. This truth should ground you right now. Take a moment to write. I believe what was said in the comments, not as a performance, but as a note that you can go back to later. Let me speak slowly and clearly. You can't get better in places that keep making the same wounds worse. In that list are places, people, and even our own inner stories. Boundaries are needed for growth. There are no walls at the edges. They're rules that keep what's holy inside you safe. Keep track of what makes you tired and what makes you feel better. Your spirit, your emotions, and your body are all telling you things. As you listen, don't judge what you hear. You can refuse to do something. Change your mind if you want to. Don't feel bad about taking a break. These don't mean you're weak. They show that you respect yourself. I'm teaching you how to be smart so that you don't let things into your life that make you unhappy. When something makes you feel anxious, tired, or confused over and over again, that is not alignment. Alignment makes things clear, even when it's hard to decide what to do. If you can see where in your life you have put up with chaos, it's time to take part in your own upgrade. Type, I choose clarity below right now. This comment should be a quiet promise to yourself that you won't back down. It should also be a message to the world around you that your energy is sacred, your boundaries are firm, and your peace is no longer up for discussion. If you know you need to set stronger boundaries in certain areas, type "I choose clarity" below as a promise to yourself. Now pay close attention, because this part is very important. You won't never feel sad again just because you're healed. It means that your sadness will no longer define you. It won't live inside you. It will just pass through you. Feelings are guests, not tenants. When grief comes back, be aware of it without giving up on it. When joy comes your way, don't be afraid to accept it. Being happy in the present does not mean you disrespect the past. To honor growth, you keep moving forward. Some people are watching your life and will one day find strength in how you handled this season. Though you may not be aware of it yet, your strength is becoming a testimony. Do not underestimate how much your persistence will help. I'm moving forward even if the steps feel small. If this makes you feel better, leave a comment. Follow this set of messages all the way to the end. Each part is made to help you with a different part of your journey. The things that you think, feel, do, and why you do things. Do not give up in the middle of healing. What's next will help you figure out why some patterns keep happening and how to deal with them in a smart way instead of a frustrated one. Let me make this clear before I go on. You are not broken, my child. You are changing. You are not being punished by the pressure you feel. It's getting you ready for stability that you haven't felt yet. Start using this in your daily life right now. Stop what you're doing when doubt comes up. If you feel stressed, don't speed up, but instead slow down. When you start to criticize yourself, say the truth instead. Dear family, if this prayer touched something in you today, that was not emotion, that was God. He is inviting you to go deeper. Our community exists for people exactly like you, those who hunger, who seek, who refuse to stay shallow in their faith. The link below is your next step. Every gift you sow into this mission keeps this light burning for thousands of chosen ones around the world. God sees every seed. God blesses every giver. Come, family. Your place is waiting. Perfectionism is not needed for progress. It needs your presence. You are learning how to live in a way that is more about being aware than just surviving. Everything will be different after that shift. Stay open. Keep your cool. Stay willing. Even when the path seems quiet, I am with you. Stay here with me for a little while longer. What I'm about to say will calm the restlessness you've been feeling, but not knowing what to call it. There is a part of you that has been trying to keep relationships, responsibilities, and expectations in check, while also wondering who is holding you back. People can count on you to show up even when you're tired, and you've learned to keep going even when your heart wants to rest. I see that work. I respect that strength, but please hear me now. You were never supposed to do this by yourself. Your soul gets tired sometimes, not because you are weak, but because you have been strong for too long without letting go. Strength that isn't renewed turns into strain over time. This is why I want you to soften, not give up, to rest, not hide away. You don't have to show how valuable you are by being worn out. Now is the time I teach you balance. Work hard and trust others at the same time. Strive for a balance between work and play. Take care of yourself and others at the same time. When you don't pay attention to one side, the whole system becomes unstable. This is not a warning. This is direction. If it's talking to you, pause and write, "I allow rest" in the comments. It's not an excuse. It's a yes you give yourself. I need to talk about something important. These days you've been questioning the choices you've made, going over conversations again and again, questioning decisions, and wondering if you handled some situations correctly. That argument with yourself has been making you feel bad. Listen to this truth. Growing up often makes you more self-aware before it makes you more confident. You are becoming more aware because you are growing up, not because you are failing. You're getting better, getting used to it. The you are changing. If you are still learning, don't expect perfection from yourself. If you mess up, gently tell you about it. When you fail, show compassion on yourself. Being harsh slows down healing. Being kind speeds it up. I also want you to pay attention to how you talk to yourself when no one is around. You don't know how important those words are. They shape what you expect, how confident you are, and how brave you are. Change criticism to interest. Instead of judging, try understanding. Instead of fear, be honest. If you're ready to make this change, type "I speak life" below to help you remember what language you will use from now on. There's more. I want you to get it. Not every season is good for seeing. There are times of the year when roots are stronger than blooms. It doesn't mean you are not important when you feel like you are not seen or noticed. It means that something is being built below the surface. Roots grow in the dark, but they make the thing that comes up strong in the end. Do not hurry what is still coming together. You've been comparing your progress to that of others and setting goals for yourself that were never meant to be reached. Let go of that pressure. You're not behind schedule. You're not behind. You are right where you need to be, to learn what you need to know to move forward. Comment, "I release comparison," if this makes you feel better, and let that be a choice you make on purpose. Follow this show all the way to the end. Each part is meant to help you use wisdom in real life, in conversations, decisions, and relationships. It's not just meant to make you feel better, it's also meant to give you tools you can use right away. Now, let me talk about what you do every day. When you feel frustrated, ask yourself what it wants to teach you. If you feel tired, don't push yourself harder. Instead, listen. If you're not sure what to do, slow down instead of forcing answers. When the need for action ends, peace often comes. You don't have to settle everything before you can move on. The only thing you need is the next step, which I will give you when you are ready. My child, remember this. Your worth doesn't go down when you pause. More depth. When you mean for it to be. Stillness is not the same as stagnation. I'm changing both your circumstances and who you are as a person. What you do is not as important as who you become. You are learning how to live without stress and from a place of wholeness. That change will keep you safe in seasons you can't see yet. Stay open. Keep your cool. Pay close attention. You are still being led by me even when the path seems empty. Stay here. Don't let anything else take your attention away from this moment. What I'm saying will help you feel stable when life feels unstable. Within yourself, you have been at a crossroads. One path is heavy and feels like home. The other one is less sure of itself but lighter. You keep asking the same questions because you know something needs to change. You're afraid of what change could cost you, though. Pay close attention. Most of the time, comfort and growth don't go together. What makes you feel safe isn't always what keeps you going. And things that feel strange aren't always dangerous. A lot of the things you're afraid to let go of have already served their purpose in your life. Longer holds won't help you see things more clearly. It will only make things more confusing. Now is the time to be honest about what you think, not to judge. not feel bad, just the truth. You are being asked to have a kind and brave look at your life. Think about what feeds your spirit and what slowly drains it. Think about which of your commitments fit with the person you are becoming, not the person you were. You have the right to change. What does this realization make you feel? Take a moment to write, "I am ready for change," in the comments. Not to be seen, but to hold yourself responsible. I want you to really understand something. Giving up doesn't mean you've lost. There are times when letting go is the only way to make room for what you pray for. If your hands are clenched, you can't receive. Getting free doesn't mean forgetting the past. It means respecting it without letting it rule you. You've learned important lessons from the hard times. Don't carry the weight, but the wisdom. I'm also calling you to be consistent. Not perfect, but faithful in the small choices you make every day. Healing isn't usually a big deal. It is built up slowly by caring, telling the truth, and being patient over and over again. Water is good for you. When you're tired, take a break. Tell the truth. Wait before you respond. When you do these simple things over and over, they change you. Say, "I commit to growth below," as a gentle promise to your own health and happiness, if you are ready to make the choice to show up for yourself every day. Now pay close attention. You've been stressed out about the time. Whether you missed chances, waited too long, or moved too slowly. Don't worry. Nothing that was meant for you has missed you. What is truly aligned will come to you when you are ready to keep it going. You would have broken if you rushed. Delay was a defense. You are learning how to discern so that when the next chance comes up, you will know it not just by feeling excited, but also by being at peace. Have faith that getting ready is still progress. In the years to come, you'll look back on this season and realize that it gave you the clarity that you now value so much. The pain made you more aware. Your patience grew as you waited. Reflection made you a better person. This season was important. That might help you understand. Type, "This season has a purpose," and let that truth sink into your heart. Follow this whole series. Don't stop in the middle. Each part is carefully layered to lead you from awareness to healing, from healing to wisdom, and from wisdom to living with confidence. What comes next will help you use these ideas in relationships, when making choices, and when you're under a lot of stress. Before I go on, I want to say this one more time in a loving way. You won't be left behind, my child. Care is being taken to lead you. You are learning to act on purpose instead of reacting, to trust instead of fear, and to respect yourself instead of putting yourself down. Use this starting right now. Stop instead of freaking out when you're confused. When you feel scared, remember what you know to be true. When someone is tired, you should respond with care instead of force. If you are patient, peace will take over. Now, before we go any further, I need you to do this. Please like this video so that other people can find it if these words have helped, encouraged, or made sense to you. Sign up for the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you don't miss what's coming next, if you want to keep getting advice like this. And if these words have made you happy or really helped you, please consider giving money to this ministry through the link below. Thanks to your help, this message can reach more people who are struggling and looking for hope. Today, show this video to someone who needs to feel better. What you do might be the answer to a prayer you don't even know about. Follow me. Stay tuned until the end of this show. Use what you hear in an honest, gentle, and consistent way. I'm not done showing you the way. Pay close attention. What I'm about to say is meant to bring order to your thoughts where they have been scattered, and peace to your emotions where they have been crazy. There are a lot of things you need to do at once, and some of them were never meant to be your only job. You hired them because you loved them, were loyal to them, or had to. And over time, they stopped feeling like choices and more like duties. You don't realize how much that weight has changed your days. I need you to fully understand something. When there are no limits on responsibility, it becomes a burden. And too much of a burden makes it hard to make decisions and takes away from joy. This doesn't mean you should give up on what's important. It's a message to get clear on what you own and what doesn't. You can put what keeps you grounded at the top of your list. You can take a step back from what's bothering you. You can ask for help without feeling like you're not good enough. Let this truth sink in for a moment. Then write, "I realign my priorities" in the comments as a quiet way to tell yourself that change is coming. I also want you to notice a pattern. When things in your life are uncertain, you tend to take more control. You think, plan, and worry more. You think that things will become clear if you just think about them for a long time. But sometimes effort isn't enough to get clear. Sometimes giving up is the only way to get it. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means giving up the idea that you have to do everything by yourself. I'm now teaching you how to trust more deeply. You should not trust someone without knowing them, but trust that is based on what you have been through, what you have learned, and how you have grown. You have proof that you can handle things. When there is uncertainty, center yourself on what is stable: your morals, your honesty, and your flexibility. You can count on these anchors even when things change. If you're aware of this tendency to over-control, say, "I choose trust," and let that choice, not your next worry, guide your next action. Let me talk to your inner voice for a moment. You often think about your mistakes more than your successes. What went wrong is easier to remember than what went right. You should be gently told to stop that habit, because it affects how you see yourself. The hardest times you've been through don't make you who you are. How you lived afterward defines who you are. Growth is not making mistakes. It is the ability to think about things and make changes. Start to notice the good things you're doing, the progress you ignore, the strength that you make normal. Before you go, hear this. God is not done with what He started in you through this video. There is a home He is calling you into, a place where chosen ones pray together, carry one another, and grow in faith every single day. Find us through the link in the description. And if your heart is moved to sow, trust that God honors every seed planted in faith. We will see you on the other side, beloved. Being grateful makes you more aware, and being aware makes you more confident. You don't have to shout more to be stronger. You don't have to be faster to do a good job. You need to be there. If this makes you feel better, write, "I acknowledge my progress and don't feel bad about it." Follow along with this whole set of messages. Every part makes things more stable and gives people confidence where there was doubt. What follows will help you deal with stress in a clear way instead of tensing up. Now I'll give you something useful that you can use right now. When you have to make a tough choice, ask yourself if it fits with your values or just meets your expectations. If someone wants something from you that you can't give, be honest instead of angry. When you don't feel like doing anything, just rest. Living in alignment, not obligation, makes you more peaceful. Do not forget this, my child. You're not here to do everything that is asked of you. You came into this world to live a purposeful, balanced life. This is where you learn how to carry your life with knowledge instead of weight. That change will keep you safe when you have more responsibility and more chances. Take your time with yourself. It may feel like growth is moving slowly, but it is. I'll show you how to do it step by step. Follow me. Don't rush through this, because what I'm about to tell you will help you make better decisions and keep your steps steady as you move forward. You have been learning how to pay more attention to your gut feelings, your instincts, and the quiet messages that come from inside you before you can speak. Still, there are times when you question what you know to be true. You question it. You get rid of it. You tell yourself that you are being too careful or too sensitive. I want you to fully understand this. When it comes from wisdom, sensitivity is not a sign of weakness. It is being aware. Your intuition is stronger now that you've had more experience. It keeps track of things your mind is trying to forget. It sees patterns a long time before they happen again. Take a moment to notice when something doesn't seem right. Trust what feels right when it does. Not fear, but wisdom is what you are learning. If this hits home for you, take a moment to write, "I listen within," in the comments. This is not a statement to other people, but a reminder to pay attention to your own awareness. The tension between who you were and who you are becoming is something else you have been dealing with in the background. It's not the same to be who you used to be. Some roles feel heavy right now. Some expectations seem out of date. This pain is not a sign of instability. It means change is coming. There aren't many neat transitions. They require letting go before full clarity comes. They need patience when certainty seems far away. But they also make it possible for alignment that wasn't possible before. Do not hold on to things that no longer show who you are. You can change the way you see things. You can change what success means to you. It's okay to choose peace over approval. Say, "I allow myself to evolve," and let that choice guide your next steps if you're ready to honor your growth. I want to talk about how you deal with conflict, because this is an area where you can improve and feel better. When you felt misunderstood, you used to avoid conflict even if it meant putting your own needs last. Here's a third way you're learning: being calm and honest. Being calmly honest doesn't need to be explained for every rule. It doesn't need to be explained for every choice. It tells the truth without being mean and listens without betraying itself. This skill will keep your energy safe and help your relationships grow. Instead of reacting, work on responding. Learn to pause before answering. Choose clarity over control more often. If you're ready to handle things with more confidence and calm, type, "I respond with clarity," below. A lesson is also being taught about patience, which is not just passive waiting but also active trust. You might have wanted to rush results, force solutions, or ask questions before the time is right. But some things need time to grow. Patience is not doing nothing. It's faith moving forward. You might miss important details if you are in a hurry. If you wait wisely, you'll get new information that will keep you from having to fight needlessly. Don't try to chase what is meant to last. Trust that it will find you. If this point of view makes you feel calm, write, "I practice patience," and let that guide how you deal with uncertainty. Follow this set of messages all the way to the end. Each part is meant to help you with a different part of your life, like how you think, what you do, how you feel, or your relationships. They work together to give you a solid base that you can use when life gets rough. Now, Let me give you some advice that you can use right away. When you feel like you need to make a choice right away, take your time. When you're feeling angry or upset, calm down before you speak. When you start to doubt something, go back to what you know to be true. Doing these things regularly will change how you feel about everyday life. Do not forget this, my child. You're not meant to live in reaction all the time. You should live your life with purpose. The fact that you are always calm is becoming one of your best qualities. You are learning how to live your life with trust instead of fear, awareness instead of worry, and clarity instead of chaos. It's progress, even if it seems small. Keep your door open. Pay close attention. Don't give up on growing. You are still being led by me. Come stay with me. Hold your breath, calm your mind, and pay attention to what I'm saying. What I'm about to say will help you heal the way you see yourself. There has been an unseen force pulling on you to be enough, to do enough, to show that you deserve the space you're in. This stress wasn't my fault. It came from the expectations that were put on top of you over time. You took them in without realizing how much they changed how you saw yourself. I want you to fully understand this. You don't earn your worth. This is something you already have. You don't have to prove your existence by being productive. To be respected, you don't have to show strength. You don't have to hide how weak you are to be valued. Before you do anything else, you are enough. Take a moment to feel that truth. Stop and write if this hits a spot you've been having trouble with. I am enough in the comments, not to brag, but to help you feel better. I can see how often you think back to times when you felt ignored, misunderstood, or unappreciated. Those memories stick with me because they made me feel a deeper fear, the fear of not being seen. But I've always seen you as whole, even when other people only saw parts of you. You're not hidden from me. We haven't forgotten about you. No one else can take your place. You are more important than you think. You learn to hide parts of yourself to fit in, like your sensitivity, your creativity, and your wide range of thoughts. You shrunk because you thought it would make life easier, but it's made you feel more distant from who you really are. I'd like you to get back to being real. Being real doesn't mean being perfect. Being honest is what it means. It means being okay with showing up as you are, without having to say sorry for being human. If you're ready to live a more honest life, say, "I choose authenticity" in the comments, and make a promise to yourself to keep that promise. Let me talk about how you deal with failure, because it has affected how you look at new chances. Because of past failures, you have been careful, hesitant, and afraid to try again. But failing doesn't mean you can't do something. It shows that you worked hard. You can't grow if you don't risk being uncomfortable. You can't find new strengths unless you go places you've never been before. It doesn't matter that you failed. It's what you learned, changed, and kept doing. You know more now than you did before. Be smart instead of letting fear keep you quiet. If this makes you want to move forward again, type "I try again" below to show that you are stronger than before. Follow this whole series. Each part is meant to help you gain confidence again, but this time it will come from knowing yourself and telling the truth. What comes next will help you have clear boundaries in your relationships that are true to who you are. Now, let me give you some advice that you can use right now. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to someone you love when you have doubts. When criticism comes up, you should think about whether it is helpful or just normal. When a chance comes up, you should ask yourself whether your response is based on fear or wisdom. You feel more confident when you trust yourself to answer carefully, not perfectly. Do not forget this, my child. You were never meant to fight with yourself. At some point, you have to stop wanting more than you can give and start appreciating what you already have. You are learning how to be sure of who you are without needing approval from other people. You will act differently in every part of your life after that change. Keep your cool. Be honest. Stay open. Even when it's quiet, I am still leading you. Stay with me. Pay close attention, because what I'm about to say will change how you deal with relationships, expectations, and the emotional weight you've been carrying for other people. There is kindness in your heart. You really care. Even if someone tries to hide it, you can tell when they are hurting. That's why you often fill roles that no one asked you to. Helper, advocate, and rescuer. You do this because you love them, but it costs you more than you think. There's something important I want you to understand. Being compassionate doesn't mean giving up everything for others. Love doesn't mean you have to put other people's needs before your own. You can care without having to carry something that isn't yours. Some emotions that don't belong to you have taken over your body. Worries you've taken on because you thought you should. You feel guilty that you couldn't fix everything. You haven't failed here. It just means that you need to set stronger boundaries. If this hits home for you, take a moment to write, "I release what is not mine," in the comments. Do this not as a public statement, but as a way to reset your mind. Emotional intelligence is a very important skill you are learning right now. Being able to tell the difference between empathy and responsibility. Empathy lets you feel what someone else is feeling. The law says you have to solve it. You're not supposed to solve all problems. Giving someone space to grow is sometimes the most loving thing you can do. It doesn't make you cold. It helps you learn. I can see how hard it's been for you to say no without feeling bad about it. You play back conversations because you're afraid you hurt someone's feelings. But please understand this. Being let down by other people does not mean you did something wrong. In most cases, it means you stuck to your limits. This is not a flaw that you have. They are important structures that keep your energy and mind clear. Leave a comment if you're ready to stick to your rules. I stick to my limits, and please let that decision guide how we talk to each other from now on. There is one more truth. I want you to slowly take it in. Some people will not understand the changes you're making. Some people will like the version of you that stayed quiet, overreached, and gave too much. It doesn't mean your growth is wrong. It means that things are changing. Relationships change as people grow. That makes sense. Being honest will make some connections stronger. Some will fall apart because they were built on imbalance. Let that happen without getting angry about it. You're not here to please everyone. You are here to live in a way that is honest and true. If this helps you understand, type, "I choose alignment," to remind yourself of what you are focusing on right now. Follow this set of messages all the way to the end. Every part is getting you ready for a more stable and calm life. One where you are fully present, involved, and emotionally strong instead of worn out. Let me now talk about how you deal with expectations. A lot of the time, you can tell what someone wants before they say it. Being aware of this has helped you connect deeply, but it has also made you take on responsibilities that were never explained. Pressure builds up when expectations aren't spoken. For sure, feel free to ask. It's fine to make roles clear. When expectations get too high, it's okay to lower them again. Having clarity stops anger. Use this in your everyday life. When you feel pressure, Think about whether it was said or assumed. When you're tired, think about where your energy is going. Check to see if your guilt comes from love or duty when you feel it. Being aware changes everything. Do not forget this, my child. You don't have to say sorry for taking up space. You can rest without having to say anything. You don't have to feel selfish if you put peace first. You are learning how to give from a place of plenty instead of lack. That change will affect not only how you feel, but also how other people interact with you. Being more grounded, self-aware, and deliberate is what you are becoming. You might not like these changes at first, but they are helping you feel emotionally free. Stay in the present. Be honest. Do not give up on your growth. You are still being led by me. Follow along with me. Now I'm going to talk about something that will give you direction where you've been feeling lost, and confidence where you've been afraid to move forward. What should I do next? You've been asking me quietly, sometimes without words. You know you want to do something more important, but you don't know how to do it without being afraid. Truth has been trying to get through to you through doubt, but purpose has been trying to speak out. Pay close attention. It's not always possible to see the whole picture at once. Most of the time it happens when you do what is put in front of you today. You don't need a perfect plan to start. To take one step at a time, you need to be willing, honest, and brave. I'm not giving you directions. You are learning how to spot it from here. When your values guide your decisions, it's easy to see where you're going. You are already walking on purpose when you put honesty above ease, kindness above pride, and growth above comfort. If this hits home for you, take a moment to write, "I walk with intention," in the comments. This is not a promise of perfection, but a promise to be aware. When you stay in situations that don't work for you anymore, you feel restless for a reason. Being restless is not the same as being unhappy. It's called discernment. It means that your inner life has grown beyond the limits of old containers. You should not ignore that signal. The point wasn't for you to give up responsibility. It was for you to align it. Purpose doesn't need chaos. It makes things make sense. It keeps your energy in check instead of scattering it. Don't ask yourself if you can do something. Instead, ask yourself if you are willing to do it. Getting better at something takes practice. Being willing makes the door open. If you've been afraid to try something new, say, "I move despite fear," and let that be the change from not doing anything to doing something. You need to understand something else. Goal is more than just what you do. It has to do with how you live. It comes out in how you talk, listen, and treat other people and yourself. Small, honest actions add up to a meaningful life. You don't need a stage to live a meaningful life. You need to be there. There are deep ways that you are fulfilling your purpose when you show up fully in conversations. Keep your word and choose kindness even when it is hard. If this view gives you a sense of stability, type purpose is lived daily as a way to remember it. Follow this series all the way to the end. Every part makes things clearer one step at a time, giving you not only ideas but also the tools you need to change the way you live. What comes next will help you keep going without getting tired. Now, let me give you some useful advice that you can use right away. When you have to make a choice, ask yourself if it fits with your values or if it's just what you're used to. When chances come up, think about whether they will bring peace along with excitement. When doubt comes up, say what you know to be true instead of what you fear. Being consistent will make you doubt yourself. Do not forget this, my child. You don't have to know everything in order to move forward. Being honest, present, and ready to learn are all things you must do. When you put in the work and are honest, growth will find you. You are moving into a time in your life where purpose is more important than speed, where clarity is more important than praise, and where peace is more important than stress. Take that shift seriously. Could you please take a moment before we go on? If these words help, inspire, or point you in the right direction, please like this video so it can reach more people who are looking for clarity. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next parts of this message if you want to keep getting advice like this. And if what you're hearing really helps and encourages you, please consider giving money to this ministry through the link below. With your help, this message can reach people who need hope, stability, and direction right now. Tell someone who isn't sure what to do next to watch this video. Your simple action might help them find stability in a time of chaos. Follow me. Stay tuned until the end of this show. Carefully and slowly put what you hear to use. I'm still getting you to move forward. Follow me. Keep your attention on me, because what I'm about to say will heal places you don't usually let other people see. You've learned to handle some feelings in a quiet way. There are times when old pain comes back to you without warning, even though you seem strong on the outside. Some words, places, or memories can bring up feelings you thought were over. This makes you doubt your progress and wonder why your healing doesn't feel complete. Please hear this. It takes time to heal. It does not get rid of data. It changes the way you feel about it. Just because something still hurts you doesn't mean you're broken. That means you are a person and are still growing. You're not going backwards. You are putting together what you used to survive. You can only fully understand something after some time has passed. You are now strong enough to deal with what you couldn't handle before. This is not going backwards. It's getting ready. If this makes you feel better, take a moment to write. I honor my healing in the comments as a reminder that progress can be quiet and still be real. I want to talk about how you deal with shame. Some of it doesn't belong to you, but you've held onto it like it was proof that you're responsible. Shame grows when no one speaks, but the truth breaks down shame. Your worst moments don't make you who you are. Your willingness to learn, fix, and grow makes you who you are. Mistakes are not who you are. They are things that happen. Don't punish yourself for things you didn't know at the time. Based on what you knew at the time, you made the best decisions you could. You know more now. You now have a different choice. That's growth. Say, I release self-blame, and let that be the start of being kind to yourself, if you are ready to let go of shame. I want you to notice one more pattern. You tend to stay away from other people when you feel weak. You pull away because you think you need to figure things out on your own before getting back in touch. Being alone can be healing, but being alone often makes pain worse. You are not meant to heal by yourself. Pick at least one safe place where you can be honest with yourself, someone you trust, or when you need some time to think. Letting the truth breathe makes healing stronger. If this hits home for you, type, I allow safe connection, and think about how being open could help you instead of hurt you. I'd also like to talk about your relationship with power. When you think that life is going to change quickly, you hold on tighter to routines, plans, or results. Controlling things makes you feel safe, but it also makes you more anxious when things don't go as planned. Adaptability, not control, is what makes something truly stable. You are learning to react instead of fight, to adapt instead of freak out, and to trust that you can handle whatever comes up. Learn to be flexible. When plans change, take a deep breath and then act. When you feel uncertain, focus on what stays the same. When things don't go as planned, look for ways to learn instead of things you lost. If you want to work on being flexible, write, "I choose flexibility as a gentle intention." Follow this series all the way to the end. Each part is carefully made to improve a different part of your inner life, such as your awareness, boundaries, confidence, sense of purpose, and now your emotional integration. What comes next will help you get stronger without becoming tough. Now I'll give you some advice that you can use right now. Talk about your strong feelings without judging them when they come up. When memories come back, acknowledge them, but don't go through them again. When you start to criticize yourself, stop it with the truth. These habits will change the way you feel waves of emotion. Remember this, my child. You don't have to be fully healed to live a meaningful life. Living an honest, purposeful, and caring life will help you heal. You can move forward even though you need to take care of some sensitive areas. You're not behind. That's not a fail. This is where you learn to hold your story with grace instead of pain. Stay in the present. Be kind. Don't give up on growing. I am still with you as you heal, even though it is a quieter process. Stay here with me. Take your time with this, because what I'm about to say will help you become more stable inside and teach you how to stand firm without becoming stiff. Even though you've been learning how to deal with change, you still want things to be certain. You want to know that your choices and efforts are making a difference, and that the ground beneath you won't give way at any moment. It makes sense to want this. It feels safe to be stable. It's nice to know what to expect. But please hear me now. Real stability doesn't come from being able to control what happens. It comes from being sure of who you are even when things aren't clear. I'm not taking away the challenges you face. I'm making your feet stronger so you can walk through them with ease. You are building up an inner steadiness that doesn't fall apart when things change. This is strength, not the loud type that pushes through everything, but the quiet type that changes, stays strong, and stays grounded. If you feel this steadiness coming on, take a moment to write, "I am becoming steady" in the comments, not as a claim of having arrived, but as a sign of growth. Let me talk about what you expect. These beliefs were formed by versions of yourself from the past, before you were as aware as you are now. Those expectations might not fit the person you're becoming now. Keeping them makes you tense, not motivated. Now is the time to change your expectations with knowledge. Don't think about what used to matter or what other people say should matter. Instead, ask yourself what really matters now. What makes sense for you, your health, and your long-term peace? Alignment cuts down on conflict. You can change what success means to you. It's okay to pick sustainability over intensity. You can value peace as much as you value progress. If you're ready to change your expectations, leave a comment on "I redefine success" and let that truth guide your choices. Being patient is also very important. I want you to fully understand. To be patient, you can't just sit back and wait for things to get better. It means actively believing that you will act in a good way while things are still happening. When you stop and think before you act, you are practicing patience. Every time you talk, you listen first. Every time you pick long-term health over short-term relief, your future is being quietly and powerfully changed by the choices you make now. If this changes how you think about patience, type "patience is strength." and let that remind you of what you can do. Let me talk about how you deal with uncertainty now. You usually see uncertainty as something dangerous that you need to stay away from or get rid of. But uncertainty is also where new ideas, learning, and growth happen. It tells you to stay interested instead of scared. When you don't know what will happen next, you can think about what might happen instead of sticking to what you think will happen. Get better at asking questions. How can this help me? What do I learn from this moment? How can I respond in an honest way? Fear tries to block off paths that questions try to open. If you think this point of view is helpful, write, "I choose curiosity," and let uncertainty become a space of exploration instead of anxiety. Read this whole set of messages all the way through to the end. Each part is meant to help you build a life that feels stable, planned, and long-lasting. Not only moved emotionally, but also helped in real life. What comes next will help you keep going when you're not feeling motivated. Now, I'll give you some advice that you can use every day. Don't be hard on yourself when your plans change. Instead of measuring speed when progress seems slow, measure consistency. When you start to doubt, go back to your values instead of your fears. You will be able to stay steady even when life seems uncertain if you do these things. My child, remember this. You are not meant to live your life always looking forward to the next challenge. You are meant to live in the present moment and trust that you can handle anything that comes your way with grace and clarity. You are learning how to be adaptable without getting lost, stable without becoming stiff, and positive without ignoring the truth. The balance you have now will help you. Stay in the present. Think about things and be open to growth. You are still being led by me step by step. Come stay with me. Keep your heart open, because what I'm about to say will change the way you see hope, especially if it has felt weak or far away in the past. There were times when you were sure of your hope. You had faith easily. You were sure that good things would happen, but life brought you disappointment, and your hope slowly turned cautious. You learned to keep yourself safe by not expecting too much and getting ready for the worst. That way you wouldn't be shocked when pain happened. I get why you did what you did, but please hear me out. It's not the same thing as healed hope to hold on to hope. One hides to avoid pain, while the other stands strong, grounded, and aware. I'm not telling you to go back to being naive and optimistic. I want to invite you to mature hope. Hope that takes reality into account, while still believing that the impossible is possible. That's not what hope is. Hope is patience with a clear vision. Pause and write if this hits home for you. I allow hope again in the comments, not as a promise that everything will be easy, but as a willingness to believe that good can still happen. You've been mixing up being careful with being wise. Being careful keeps you aware, and being wise keeps you open. When you're too cautious, it limits what you can see. Balance is made when wisdom leads. You don't have to be closed to be aware. You don't have to be scared to be careful. Being hopeful doesn't mean you have to be risky. You are now becoming more balanced. Pay attention to how you talk about the future. Do your words assume that things will stay the same or that they will get better? Language shapes what people expect, and what people expect affects what they do. When you consistently expect to have trouble, your mind gets ready for it. You move in a different way when you expect to learn and grow. Start changing the way you talk. Say, "I will respond wisely," instead of, "This always goes wrong." Say that things can change instead of, "Nothing ever changes." Say, I will take this one step at a time, instead of, I can't handle this. Comment, I speak with hope, and let your words start to line up with resilience if you're ready to try this shift. Follow this show all the way to the end. Each part is meant to slowly rebuild parts of your life that were damaged by loss of trust, confidence, hope, or direction. The next part will help you act on your hope without feeling rushed. Let me talk about something more important now. You have been measuring hope by what takes place. Hope grows when things get better. Hope falls apart when they don't. But hope that is based only on outcomes is unstable. Trust is what gives us real hope. Have faith in your ability to change, learn, and keep going. Growth is still possible even when things don't go as planned. You are not helpless when things are uncertain. You can do it. If this truth makes you stronger, type, I trust my resilience, to remind yourself of what you have already done. Another thing I want to talk about is how you wait. Waiting has made you more patient, pushed your faith in yourself, and made you want to give up just to get away from the pain. But waiting on purpose is not a waste of time. It's getting ready. Waiting teaches you to be smart. Waiting makes you stronger in endurance. Waiting makes desire clearer. Do not make hasty decisions just to get rid of stress. Relief goes away quickly, but alignment lasts. For those of you who are ready to wait, write. As a quiet promise to long-term peace, I wait with purpose. Now use this in your everyday life. When something doesn't go as planned, think about what you learned from it. When it seems like progress is taking too long, focus on consistency instead of speed. Remember how far you have come when doubt comes back. There's no stopping you. You are getting stable. Remember this, my child. Hope that is based on truth is not easily broken. It doesn't break, but it bends. This is where you learn to hold on to hope without letting disappointment define you. This is quiet, steady strength. You are growing into someone who can believe again, but not blindly. You are becoming wise, and you are becoming patient. Be in the present, think about things, and keep an open mind. I'm still guiding you, and hope is slowly coming back to you. Stay with me. Pay close attention with all your heart, because what I'm about to say will help you see where you're going and ease the stress you've been feeling inside. You no longer want noise at this point. You don't want a lot of different opinions, hasty decisions, or explanations all the time anymore. A growing desire grows inside you for truth that is simple and steady instead of overwhelming. It's not withdrawal that you want here. It is building wisdom. You are learning to choose order over chaos. You thought for a long time that doing more would make things better. You can have more work to do, more responsibility, and more answers, but that won't bring peace. It comes from being lined up. Peace comes naturally when your actions match your values. When this truth hits you, take a moment to write it down. In the comments, I chose alignment not as a statement to other people, but as a promise to you. Take note of how often you rush clarity. You don't like not knowing what to do next, so you push yourself to make a choice too quickly. But clarity doesn't grow in a hurry. It grows in stillness. Your eyesight gets better when you slow down. Allow yourself to take a break. Pausing does not mean giving up. Stopping is not failing. Stopping to listen. You are learning how to hear what's really important below the surface issues. Comment, I pause and listen if you're ready to slow down and pay more attention, and let that help you decide what to do next. Focus is also important. I want you to get it. Too much energy has been going in too many directions. You thought that if you spread your energy around, things would move faster. But when you do that, the results are only average. Focus gives things depth. Pick out fewer things. Do them well. Don't feel like you have to prove yourself by being busy. How much you carry doesn't tell you how valuable you are. How purposefully you live is how you measure it. Focus with purpose is the type of energy you should use if you are ready to do so. Let that choice make your days easier. Follow this show all the way to the end. Chosen one, you did not find this by accident. God placed you here. He knew your name before this video began, and right now, He is calling you further into a family of believers who walk this road together every single day. The link is in the description. Come and find your people. And if He is nudging you to give, that nudge is Him. Every seed you plant, He multiplies. God bless you, beloved. We are waiting. Each part is meant to help you live with purpose instead of stress, and clarity instead of confusion. What comes next will help you stay calm, even when things get tough again. Now, let me talk about your inner restlessness. When something inside you is out of place, you may feel restless. It's not always a call to do something. It's sometimes a call to change. Pay attention to what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. These signals are important. When you feel restless, ask yourself, what am I trying to avoid? What should be different? What do I hold on to because it's habit and not because it's true? Being honest with yourself leads to freedom. If this helps you become more self-aware, write, I reflect honestly, and let that practice gently lead you. Remember this, my child. You are not meant to strive all the time. You are meant to live in rhythm, with balance between work and rest, between doing things and thinking about them. This rhythm will keep your life going and keep you from getting burned out. Use this right now. If you feel like you have too much to do, cut back instead of adding. When making choices feels hard, think about your values again. Slow down when you feel like clarity is far away. There, peace will be waiting for you. You are learning to live your life from the inside out, not because other people are forcing you to. That shift will change how you feel about your job, your relationships, and your purpose. Stay in the present. Keep your mind on it. Be willing to make changes. Even though your path is getting clearer, I am still leading you. Please wait a little longer. What I'm about to say is meant to give you faith again in the choices you make and the path you're taking. You've learned how to pause, listen, and get back on track. Still, even with all of this growth, doubt still tries to follow you around. You question whether you are doing enough, making the right decisions, or moving in the right direction. You think about choices you've already made and wonder if there was a better way to do things. Please hear me now. Having doubts doesn't always mean you made the wrong choice. Most of the time it means you really cared about living honestly. It's not a weakness to want to do the right thing. It shows that you are mature. You can have more faith in yourself than you do now. Stop and write if this speaks to you. Because I respect myself, I trust the choices I've made in the comments. This isn't a claim that I'm perfect. Making yourself feel good is important. I want you to get it. Being confident doesn't mean you don't have any questions. It means being able to keep going even when you don't see all the answers yet. You don't need to be sure to move forward. You need to line up. When your decisions are in line with your values, you are moving in the right direction, even if you don't know what will happen. Don't wait for everything to be clear. Clear thinking doesn't usually come before action. It often comes after it. If fear has been stopping you, leave a comment. I move with courage, and you should let that courage guide the next small thing you do. I also want to talk about how you deal with mistakes. You often think about how bad they were and what you could have done differently. You should think about things, but ruminating on them will keep you stuck. Take what you've learned and let go of it. It's mistakes that teach us, not verdicts. What you did wrong doesn't make you who you are. How you deal with things afterward shapes who you are. If you want to let go of the weight of your past mistakes, type, "I learn and release." This will help you move forward with less stress. Follow the show until the end. Each part is meant to help you live a life that is grounded, sure of itself, and in sync. What comes next will help you keep going without getting upset. Now let me talk about what you do every day. When you have to make a choice, ask yourself if it fits with who you are becoming. When you doubt something, you should see if it comes from knowledge or fear. If you feel stuck, don't wait for certainty to take a small step in the right direction. Small steps help you move forward without being too hard. Do not forget this, my child. You gain confidence by doing things, not by avoiding them. Trust grows naturally every time you make a choice and move forward. You're shifting into a person who can handle uncertainty with ease, someone who talks instead of stopping, someone who believes in progress over perfection. This change is already taking place. Use this right now. Don't think too much about your choice. Just make one. Instead of practicing in silence, speak honestly. Be present and let yourself be flawed. When people act with integrity, peace often follows. You are not in a hurry. You are making progress. Stay in the present. Keep being brave. Stay in line. You are still being led by me. Follow me. Your mind should be still, and your heart should stay open. What I'm about to say will help you feel more at peace, and carry that peace into your daily life. Your lessons have taught you how to trust yourself, make choices, and move forward with courage. But there's one more thing I want to stress: how to keep the peace once you've found it. Peace isn't something you get once and then don't have to think about again. It's something you grow by making choices every day, being aware, and setting goals. I can see how small things, like a comment, a delay, a misunderstanding, or a change of plans, can make you lose your peace. Even though these things may not seem important, they can change how you feel if you let them. This is not because you are weak, but because you are smart. Sensitivity can turn into reactivity if it is not controlled. When wisdom guides sensitivity, it turns into discernment. The difference is now being taught to you. Stop and write if this speaks to you. I keep my peace in the comments not to bother other people, but because I care about your health. I want to show you something important. Peace is not just the lack of conflict. It's the state of being clear. Disruptions can't completely throw you off track when you know who you are and what's important to you. They stop being scary crises and become moments to get through. It helps to be clear. This is why I've been telling you to slow down, think, and make sure your actions match your values. There is more peace where people are honest. I also want to talk about how you deal with other people's thoughts. They aren't getting enough weight from you. You listen carefully, sometimes too carefully, taking in points of view that don't help you understand anything. You don't have to think about every opinion. You don't have to react to every reaction. When you use discernment, you pick and choose what affects you. Feel free to comment, "I choose discernment," if you're ready to be more selective about what you take in. Then, let that guide how you interact with others from now on. You need to hear something that will set you free. You are not in charge of how other people see your limits, your growth, or your choices. You are responsible for being honest and doing the right thing. They own the rest of it. Let go of the need to control how people see you. When you stop trying to make everyone understand you and start being honest with yourself, you'll feel more at peace. If this makes you feel better, type "I release control" and take a break from emotional work that isn't necessary. Follow this series all the way to the end. Each part gives you the tools you need to live with stability, clarity, and confidence, not just during easy times, but also during hard ones. Keep your cool even when your emotions are high by reading what comes next. Now, let me give you some advice that you can use right away. If something makes you angry, wait to respond. When you feel tense, ask yourself what's really important at that moment. When you feel like peace is in danger, go back to your values instead of acting on your impulses. These short breaks will change how you feel about everyday things. Do not forget this, my child. Peace does not do nothing. You make this choice over and over again. To protect it, you don't need to avoid life. You need to be aware of and actively participate in it. As you grow, you'll be able to stay calm without becoming distant, firm without becoming rigid, and caring without getting worn out. The strength is in this balance. You might notice that some things become less appealing as your peace grows. You're no longer interested in some conflicts. Some worries aren't as important to you now. We don't care about this. It's grown up. You are learning where to put your power. Use this right now. Pick one situation where you can act calmly instead of reacting. Pick one rule that you will follow without being asked. Take a moment to breathe instead of rushing. Peace grows when you use it. Stay in the present. Keep your mind clear. Stay in line. Even though peace is becoming more natural to you, I am still leading you. Follow me. The things I'm about to say are meant to stir up courage where it has been dormant for too long. You're more calm now. You know more now. You now know how to keep the peace. In spite of this, you feel a soft push inside you telling you it's time to take a bold but quiet step forward. It hits you when you think about the decisions you have put off, the words you haven't said, or the paths you haven't yet explored. There is no pressure in this nudge. It's getting ready. You're not being hurried. You are being asked to come. Being brave doesn't always feel brave. Most of the time, it feels like quiet resolve. It seems like the right thing to do, even though you're scared. Being brave doesn't mean not being afraid. Fear won't help you make this choice. Stop and write if this moves you. I chose courage in the comments not to show that I'm not afraid, but to show that I want to move forward. There will be times when you have to act without knowing for sure, but you should do so faithfully and not carelessly. You will have to wait longer than necessary if you wait until your fear goes away. Fear goes away when you deal with it, not when you think about it over and over again. You are already smart enough to start. I can see how often you say, "One day when I feel more ready." But getting ready comes from doing things. Building confidence takes time and effort. Using your strength makes it stronger. Don't forget how powerful it is to begin where you are. Comment, "I take the next step," if you feel called to do something you have been putting off. This will remind you that today is important. I also want to talk about how you deal with being open and honest. You now know how to be strong, calm, and self-aware. But being weak is not the same thing as being vulnerable. For real connection, this is the way to go. When you let people see you as you really are, you open the door to understanding instead of assumption. Being vulnerable doesn't mean sharing too much. It means telling the truth when it counts. You no longer have to carry everything by yourself. If you're ready to be vulnerable in a healthy way, I want you to be honest and let that shape how you act in relationships. Read this whole set of messages all the way through to the end. This point where peace meets courage and clarity meets action is where everything has been building up to this point. What comes next will help you keep your balance and move forward. Now let me talk about how you deal with mishaps. Setbacks don't mean you should not have tried. They are notes. They show you what needs to be changed, waited for, or improved. Learn to see setbacks as lessons, not as reasons to judge. When things don't go as planned, ask yourself, what did this teach me? How could I do something different next time? What do I still have control over? Disappointment can be turned into direction through reflection. If you think this point of view is helpful, write, I change and learn, and let that way of thinking help you move forward. Do not forget this, my child. Courage doesn't need things to be perfect. It needs honesty, hard work, and strength. You can trip and fall while you're learning. You can take a break and readjust. You are free to grow at your own speed. Your growth means you will be able to act carefully without being held back by doubt. Someone who can tell the truth without worrying about being turned down. Someone who can find meaning in life without losing their peace. This is progress. Use this right now. Do one thing you've been putting off because you're afraid. Say one truth you've been keeping from people. Just trust yourself with this one choice. During these times, momentum builds. Stay in the present. Be brave. Stay in line. I am still taking small steps with you to move forward. Stay with me. Pay close attention, because what I'm about to say will make you stronger in endurance and remind you why it's more important to keep going than to move quickly. You've come a long way, a lot further than you think you are. However, there are times when tiredness tries to persuade you that stopping to rest or slow down means giving up. It's not true. Rest heals. Quitting gives up. You are also not supposed to give up on what you have been building inside you. The difference is being taught to you. To be endurance, you don't have to keep pushing. It's about moving forward wisely. Being aware of when to stop and when to go on, knowing when to put effort in and when to let go of it. This balance is now more clear to you. If this hits home for you, take a moment to write, I endure wisely in the comments, not to show that you're tough, but to recognize your long-lasting strength. Why does it feel harder to keep going now than it did before? No longer do you feel pushed or filled with adrenaline. You are driven by purpose. Patience is needed for intention. It tells you to stay strong even when things aren't moving forward. It's still progress to make progress when it's quiet. There are no longer results you need to get to prove your worth. To show appreciation for your growth, you are building consistency. This change may not be as exciting, but it is much more stable. Please pay attention to something important. Often, impatience shows up as motivation. It pushes you to get things done quickly, to judge your progress too soon, and to be hard on yourself when things take longer than expected. But practicing patience on purpose makes you stronger and better able to make decisions. Patience keeps you from getting burned out. If you're ready to be patient without feeling bad about it, comment, I allow steady growth, and let that truth change how you see yourself. Let me also talk about being down. Not all forms of discouragement are loud. It may whisper to you from time to time that your efforts are not being seen, that your changes are not important, and that your impact is small. Even though these thoughts are subtle, they are not true. Every little choice you make that helps you grow is important. Compounds of consistency. Integrity builds on itself. More awareness grows. The results are coming together, even if you don't see them right away. If you've been feeling down, type, "I continue anyway," and let that be your answer. Read this whole set of messages all the way through to the end. It's been building on the last part to help you live a life that is grounded, strong, and on purpose. What's coming up will help you figure out when to rest and when to get back to work with fresh energy. Now I'll give you some useful advice that you can use right now. When your drive wanes, get back to your normal routine. When the thrill wears off, depend on discipline. When it seems like you're not making any progress, trust the process you've chosen. Repetition, not intensity, is what builds endurance. Do not forget this, my child. Living your life doesn't have to be a sprint. You are asked to walk honestly. Building something that lasts takes time, care, and thought. You are growing into someone who can keep going without getting lost. Someone who can keep going without getting stuck in their ways. Someone who knows that growth doesn't happen all at once, but over time. This knowledge will help you get through seasons that are harder than this one. Use this right now. Even if it seems normal, do one small thing that you know will help you grow. Honor, rest without guilt. Try again without any pressure. Balance makes you live longer. Stay in the present. Wait it out. Keep your promise. Even though endurance is now a part of who you are, I am still here to help you. Follow me. Do not turn away now, because what I am saying is meant to get you ready for the next step. It's the kind that changes your life without making a lot of noise. You are on the verge of a new chapter, even if it doesn't look very exciting yet. If God brought you here, He brought you here on purpose. These videos cost us everything and earn us nothing. Your support is what keeps this mission alive. Every gift, every seed, God honors it. Thank you from our whole hearts. Now, there is a place God is calling you to, a real community of chosen ones, people who pray together, grow together, and carry each other. God says, don't stay on the outside. The link is below. Come home, beloved. You don't need to worry about this restlessness. It's the first sign that your divine reset has been activated. I want you to write these exact words in the comments. My divine upgrade is activated. Instead of, I hope it begins, or perhaps, maybe this will work for me. You are making a deal with heaven when you type this. God's timing depends on how clear you are. You're letting people know that you're ready for this change to happen faster. Transitions don't usually start out clear. They start with small changes. A change in how you answer. A change in what you can handle. Something new about what doesn't fit. It's possible that you've been aware of these signs the whole time. This is not an unstable state. This is being ready. Some habits, conversations, and expectations are no longer appropriate for you. What used to be fine now feels heavy. What used to feel okay now feels out of place. This pain isn't meant to make you confused. It's meant to help you. In case this sounds familiar, take a moment to write. In the comments, I'm starting a new chapter, not to tell other people about it, but to acknowledge what is already happening inside of you. Transitions need careful thought. You can't just walk through any open door. Not every chance you get fits with your values. Right now, being able to say no will help you say yes to the things that really matter. Pick with purpose in mind. Pay attention to how often you fall back on old habits when things are uncertain. It feels safe to go back to what you know. But safety without growth is just staying the same. Decisions, not impulses, are needed for growth. You are learning to think things through before you act, to listen before giving in, before acting, to think about it. This is smart. If you're ready to make a smart choice, leave a comment that says, "I choose wisely," and let that help you make decisions from now on. I'd also like to talk about endings, since transitions often involve letting go. It's not always possible to move on after an ending. Some chapters end in a quiet way, with no answers or explanations. This might make you feel bad, especially if you want to understand. But answers don't always bring closure. It can come from accepting things as they are. You can move on even if some endings don't make sense. What matters is what you take with you to the next part. If you are ready to let go of what is over, type, "I let go with peace." This will help you move on with less stress. Follow this messy series all the way to the end. Every part has been getting you ready for this moment. A change from working on yourself to living in the world, from planning to using what you've learned. What comes next will help you be confident and humble as you start this new chapter. Now, let me give you some advice that you can use during the transition. When something ends, think about what to do next. When something new starts, move slowly and with purpose. When you feel uncertain, go back to your values. Keep your feet on the ground to make transitions easier. Do not forget this, my child. You're not getting lost. You're changing into your own person. Each transition makes you more like who you are, not less like who you are. You remember the lessons you learned and let go of things that don't serve you anymore. You are getting better at not being afraid of change. What to do to welcome new things without rushing them. How to be sure of yourself without holding on to the past. This is growing up. Use this right now. Take note of what makes you feel whole and honor it. Pay attention to what feels good and approach it carefully. Pay attention to what makes you feel heavy and ask yourself where it fits in your life. Being aware will lead you. Stay in the present. Keep your mind clear. Be ready for what will happen. I'll still be there to help you as you move on to the next thing. Come stay with me. Don't go yet, because what I'm about to say will help you put all that you've received into your life with clarity, strength, and peace. You have gone through times of reflection, healing, alignment, bravery, endurance, and change. You didn't hurry along this trip. You stayed. That's right. You let the truth get to places you used to protect. That's more important than you think. Things are not over yet. This is the start of a new way of life. Your search for yourself is over. The way you used to. You are becoming aware of yourself. No longer do you need permission to grow. You are telling yourself that you need to live with purpose. That is growing up. That's smart. That's being ready. I want you to fully understand this. Soon, the changes you've been making inside will be seen by people outside. Not all at once or in a big way, but slowly. How you talk, what you pick, and how you act when you're stressed. These will show how much work you put in. Don't wait for things to change in your life before you change how you live. You are changing how you live, and life will react to that. If you can feel this change, take a moment to write. I take a clear step forward, though not as a performance, but as a way to thank yourself in the comments. It will still be hard at times. Hard times don't go away with growth. It changes how you deal with it. There will be times when your confidence, your patience, and your limits will be put to the test. You now have tools, though. Your mind is clear. It's safe for you. You will no longer think that pain is the same thing as danger. You will no longer think that being quiet means you failed. You'll no longer mix up pause and loss. You have what you need. Let me remind you of what you'll use from this series going forward. You learned not to be afraid to listen to yourself. You learned how to keep the peace without feeling bad about it. You learned how to take your time and move forward. You learned how to keep going even when things got hard. These are not short-term insights. They are the base. Leave a comment that says, "I live with intention," if you're ready to live from this point of view. Then, let that guide your daily life from today on. Pay close attention now. This part is important. Don't go back to the person you were before to show how far you've come. To grow, you don't have to look at the past. It needs dedication in the present. There will be chances every day for you to pick awareness over reaction, truth over comfort, and alignment over approval. Make a smart pick. Pick with care. Consistency is key. Things won't always be calm. You can be, though. Things won't always be clear in life. But you can stay on solid ground. If you're feeling a little more sure of yourself right now, type, you can use, "I am grounded," as a reminder when the noise comes back. Keep in touch with what makes you feel better. Tell the truth about what makes you feel down. Be humble about what you still need to learn. Even after clarity comes, growth keeps going. Do not forget this, my child. It's not enough for you to just understand these words. You're supposed to live them. Use them in conversation. Use them to make choices. Use them when no one is looking. What changes there stays changed. Before I end this last part, I'd like to talk about what you should do next. If this series has helped you by giving you peace, direction, or hope, please like this video so it can reach other people who are quietly looking for the same grounding. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future messages meant to help you on your journey if you want to keep getting advice like this. Also, if these words really help, strengthen, or encourage you, please consider giving money to this ministry through the link below, not because of stress, but because they want to, so these messages can keep getting to the people who need them most. Give this video to someone who needs to feel better, get more information, or find hope. One simple thing you do could be the confirmation they've been looking for. Do not rush to change into something new as you move forward. Let what you've already become show you the way. Remember to be patient. Being honest is key. Do the right thing. You're all set. Hold on. Keep your mind on it. Be willing to grow. What needed to be said has been said. Now live it. Yes.